Okay, what is going on, everybody? Obviously, we had to postpone stream on Thursday, but that means that now we get to do this with another actual live human. But, which you could probably already tell, this is a absolute, yeah, that right there. Encoding overloaded, turn down video settings. This is going to be a pure test of running these cameras with the alternate computer setup. So we might have some camera hiccups, but I have to run kind of a full-length, proper, normal test to get an idea of what's what. So just bear with me on that front. But hopefully it's minimal. But if it continues and it gets worse, I'll have to play with more settings and stuff. Right now I'm basically running it how I was running it on the previous computer, just on a different computer. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I guess before we get started, I will show you said cameras, which you can see one of them in frame. So this is going to be my me camera, essentially. And the benefit to this is that I can move it whenever I want to, and we can save presets. And so there's times where we're playing and, you know, fighting ends up like way off to the side of the board, but before I start, I have to kind of get just a general angle. Now I will be able to focus in on that and you'll actually be able to see stuff better. So that is the plan. You want to put me on solo one. So this is one camera that's up on the wall. And again, we've got all the same stuff. OBS does not like me doing this, apparently, because it wants to yell at me every time I'm doing this. But again, that's something I'm going to have to mess with. But like I said, if stuff happens like over here at this gate, we'll be able to kind of focus on that, which OBS really is not enjoying it, but it's just going to have to run it how it is for right now. Maybe I'll mess with it in a minute. But again, that's the benefit of having this, is that we'll be able to do this stuff. What's going on, Andrew? But once we get started, I'll mess with some of the settings in just a second.
Does that only happen when you move the camera?
Yeah, it seems like it's not loving
frame.
Yeah, it seems like it more so just doesn't enjoy when movement comes in, so I have to play with the video settings on this computer because maybe it's struggling a little bit. You want to solo to us? And then we've got basically the same thing. This was a bit of an oversight because it's a little closer than I would have wanted it to, so you'll see us kind of lean into frame, and that's just going to be how it is because that camera was an absolute nightmare to even get up there in the first place, so I'm not going to move it. So but you just have both diagonals essentially with all the zooming and all the goodness that comes with that. So I'm going to put us back on main. Top left. We're doing Lair of the Beast. This is from the quest book, Lair of the Beast. Now, we set this up on Wednesday. We're going to do this for a settlement. Obviously, as you saw, we have like a kind of like a town wall through some forest stuff. So we're going to play with settlement rules. And our beast is obviously not a Draugr or a skeleton. We're playing Imperials. We're playing against Stormcloaks. So our beast is going to be the Stormcloak General. And our puzzle door is a treasure chest in the corner that has a puzzle token on it. And you get the idea. It's fine. So that is what we're doing. We're running a Leggett Ricky? Ricky,
I think works.
Whatever. Ricky. A mage, and then we've got two little followers, a sword and shield Imperial soldier and an archer Imperial soldier. So that's our crew. Our mage has a sword and a fireball and some light armor. Hey, once every couple rounds, maybe. And then Ricky's just got a standard Imperial loadout with a sword and shield.
Until I get sniped in the face.
Hey, sometimes. We haven't picked any oaths. So, we can pick these oaths, and we can try to do them. Any of them. We don't have to pick them. But if we don't do them, by the end of the game, we lose victory points. So to win, we need 9 victory points, and then we have to solve the puzzle at the opposite corner. That's kind of crazy because it's moving adjacent to it without spawning the beast. Means that you'd have to get there hidden. So you'd have to sneak through the whole thing up to it. because once you cross this, if you're not hidden, it spawns him. Yeah, I don't know. Remove the beast from play with a ranged attack. Yeah, maybe we could try to do that one.
Well, I mean, we've got what, 2 ranges?
Yeah, but he has 5 health.
I mean, that's the only one we can really try to do because I ain't trying to sneak nowhere. My rolls are horrid.
We don't have to do it. We don't have to do any of these technically. We just don't get the little bit of bonuses from kind of like little challenges.
Well, we can try the death from afar.
Okay, so we will do that. So we're running in the 9 victory point range. So we need to get 9 victory points before we could try to open the door, which is basically killing 9 little guys. And I don't think you get a victory point per treasure, but I could be wrong about that. And given the numbers that we have, I'm going to say that we can do that, I think. Which actually is going to be a pain in the butt because nobody on the Imperials can lockpick. Looking at the little pictures. Which means we're going to have to try to break the locks. Nobody has lockpicking at all. Okay. Interesting.
What's Imperial luck?
Ain't that a question? That's another thing. Call to Arms separates their things into kind of confusing sections because you've got perks and keywords, but all the keywords are done through like
the skill trees.
Yeah. But so they're not in page 75. Once per game before rolling the skill dice, declare use of the ability to automatically score 1 on the test. So I guess you could just decide you're going to succeed on like a hit or something. So actually, that being said, because I think to solve the puzzle, you roll an intelligence check on like a 3 or less or something like that. Which is pretty terrible because you're rolling like a D12 or something. So you could just guarantee that you roll a 1 on that and succeed that.
Assuming I make it over there.
Well, who all has it? Just our 2? Just her?
Looks like it.
Oh, great. I don't even know what all that has. I didn't really look because it looked a lot. So,
Yeah.
I think we are mostly good. Another thing, I'm gonna try using the app for the website. I have it booked as an app to do our spawning and our activating. So our adversary force is Stormcloak General, Rayloff, Stormcloak Quartermaster, 2 archers, 2 great sword people, and then our swordsman. Oh, interesting. So he's named different if you use him than if he's an adversary. So he is the swordsman. That was correct. I was wrong. Okay. Before we go, we have to get a quest. This is a settlement quest. Place 3 NPC tokens on the board, no closer than 12 inches to player model or 6 inches to each other. These are beggars. Each of these 3 tokens can be removed if the player flips 1 victory point to the spent side in contact with the beggar. No models may interact. Gain 1 VP for each beggar token removed this way.
What?
I don't really understand what the point of that is, to be honest.
Get victory points.
Oh, well, you're... Okay. So you can level up our champions with 5. So you're basically just negating being able to do that. So you're kind of allocating 3 victory points to them to gain other victory points instead of spending it to level up. So we'll cross that in a second. So we got... I think these are little NPC tokens. So these have to go.
I have to say it's a weird time to choose to go begging in the middle of a fight.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, there's a fight. Let's go see if they can give us some money.
Okay. So I don't think they have to be in the treasure zone, and I could be wrong. And again, if this starts getting squirrely, please let us know in chat. There's probably going to be a little bit of delay, but if it persists, try to let us know. Well, I guess actually, if you want to place these guys, no closer than 12 inches to our people, and they have to be more than 6 inches apart, and you're placing 3 of them on the thing. And I'm going to look at some settings while you do that, see if we can't smooth this out a tiny little smidge, because
Not gonna lie, that's making me want to go play Skyrim. Maybe ESO.
all right, that is a basic quick change. We'll see if that helps at all. I don't know if that's gonna help at all, but we'll see. Okay, so we got those 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got our 3 civilians. I want to find some like generic. I thought this when I played this before, have some like generic like Dungeons and Dragon like civilians to like put out that just look like normal people.
You could probably also find them in any other theme. Like if you just wanted like bystanders for Star Wars or Elder Scrolls or whatever.
So we're deploying down in this corner. Right there. This is our corner. So this is our bisection line. So when we cross that line, the beast is going to spawn. And then we're trying to get to that car way over there. So we got to get a bunch of victory points on the way, and hopefully we live long enough to get there and try to crack open that chest that has some stormcloak nonsense.
What are these little tokens by the people?
Chests we can open, and there's treasure.
Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3. Plus, what's that other token over there?
I gotta move that. That was the adversary marker, but we're using the app now. So yeah, there's 4, and they all start in contact with the chest. So yeah, you can get rid of those little baby numbers. Because we're using technology today.
In theory. Hey, can we just ignore the chest and get the gold from around it?
Yeah, it didn't make much sense when I put that there, but I thought I made it look fine. But we're looking for battle plans. That's my narrative. When I build these out, I like, for anybody who's watched the members only streams, I'm like actively telling the story that I'm trying to lay out as I'm setting these up to make it narrative.
Where did all of the stuff come from?
That seems like a very pointed question, but I will answer it anyways.
Battle system.
I definitely didn't plant. It was unironically there, to be honest. I had it sitting up here when I did my stream the other day, so it was just in the floor. No, if you like a lot of this stuff that you see, and from what I've picked up from some of the Call to Arms guys in the Discord, some people have already picked up some of this stuff as a result of it. A lot of this is battle systems. This is like card terrain that you just literally slot together. There's a handful of videos about it on the channel. This stuff mostly is Fantasy Battlefield, and this stuff is Northern Settlement. Obviously, the trees and stuff is not battle systems, but if you want really easy terrain that you don't have to paint, you can go check them out. I think I actually put my link down in the description. I don't get anything from that link. It just lets them know that I sent you. So if you want to check that out, I would appreciate it. Anyways, I think we're done yammering, and we can start. Do we want to go first, or do we want them to go first?
Let's go first.
Okay. Who do we want to go first with? Or do you want me to go first so that...
Probably that.
Okay. Well, then we'll just go ahead and go with our Ricky.
Ricky Lake.
And...
Talk show host from the 90s.
You could do like a metric ton of stuff in this. If you want to know all the actions... That is all the actions right there.
Lord.
But it mostly breaks down to the general, like, move, shoot, block, kind of general vibe. So you can move and you could sprint. So you have stamina. So Ricky has 3 stamina. I could spend the stamina to sprint. So everybody's base move allowance is 6, which is why I made this little ruler. So 6, or you could sprint up to 9. But because she's wearing heavy armor, she can only sprint up to 8. So we don't have any victory points, actually. Which I didn't think about the placement of these people. We need to kill people to get victory points. So this person's shit out of luck. But I am going to move and sprint 8 up to there. So you still get 2 actions.
Target a friendly model in base contact to benefit them in a number of ways.
Yeah, so you could like trade items with them. And Ricky's just going to throw up a block.
So base move is 6, sprint is 9.
Base move is 6, sprint is 9, unless you're wearing heavy armor. That is light armor. So I just sprinted and threw up a block, and that's that activation done. So now we're going to go with one of our AIs. Let me move this camera. So we have our 4 people that spawn on the map, and we're going to activate somebody. So greatsword guy over there. So you can clear those dice, and we are going to roll 1 black dice, 2, and left my matrix in here. Well, hold please. Well, damn, where did I put it? Did I get it out? I'm just losing my mind. I am losing my mind.
Well, I mean, it's been happening for years.
Okay. Stormcloaks. What'd you roll? Oblivion symbol. Stormcloak, Oblivion symbol. Greatsword guy is aggressive and might. So might. So he's got an O response, which means he wants to play an objective. So aggressive O. Nobody's within range of any objectives. So he's going to move, sprint toward an objective, and basically block. So he's going to move toward something and block. There's not really anything that he needs to block for. But I think in that case, he actually moves toward like the highest rank person to try to protect them, generally speaking. So he can probably sprint a full 9. Because the AI always want to boost the first, and they stop shy of the end. So it's like you move up to the edge of it. And then little man will throw up a block. So you can block with a 2-hander, but it's not as good as blocking with a shield.
Also going to be holding that block for a while.
Yeah. Pop that guy there. So it is our turn. A little activation thing on these guys just so we somewhat remember. So you want to go with archer or mage? Or we can just go ahead and move up the or I guess I was playing the archer. Whatever. Might be better to go ahead and move him out just to try to bait one of these other dudes out that you could shoot at them with the range guys, perhaps.
Yeah. Trying to think if I want to keep them near the mage or keep the mage near Ricky and just keep the archer and the sword guy together. Because if he could bait somebody out, he could shoot him. Or she, whatever.
Either way.
Let's sprint this way without having my big hands knock everything over. Does the block stay with you?
Yeah, I think it stays with you until you do like something. Like I think you can move and still have your block up, but if you like engage or attack or something, I think it goes away.
Well, then I guess we'll just block.
Okay.
Hopefully there's no spiders in that bush.
AI. Oh, that was a D. That wasn't an O. So what we did probably made even more sense. Activate. Stormcloak 2 Quartermaster. So we got an elite guy. You want to roll a black dice? 2 hits. Quartermaster, he is cautious. So we want might, cautious, 2. So he wants to attack. So a preferred attack melee, yes. And cautious models, I think, stop shy to get in cover. Maybe that's just moving.
Also doesn't make a whole lot of sense. How can you be cautious but want to attack?
It's more of a chance thing, I guess. So typically if I roll an A, I don't really pay too much attention to it, but they do have like a target priority thing, nearest, largest, unengaged, whatever. But he was going to want to try to take the shortest route to attack. You want to camera one us. So we're going to take this dude, and we're not going to sprint because we're slightly cautious. And he's basically just going to move out here. Does he have... Is it a two-hander or like a one-hand? The 2 hands on the sword or one hand?
You know, I can't really tell.
Yeah, it's pretty small. It's probably one hand if I had to assume.
I mean, they all look like... No, it's not like that. It's one hand.
Okay.
Because the 2 hand is actually like this rather than...
Yeah. So I don't think he can actually block. Because he doesn't have a 2-hander. Melee. Yeah. So he's not going to do anything at all. He's just going to move, I guess. And
all right, then.
Stare at us.
Menacingly, at least?
Because he can't attack anything. He doesn't have any range.
Might want to put a token on sword and shield guy, too.
Yeah, mainly doing this for us, because that should track it. But that's the other cool thing about the app, actually, is it kind of gives you basically what I have on that quick reference sheet. Which, yeah, we'll say that at least. So he's going to try to want to, like, sneak out, but maybe he stops a little shy to be a little bit more safe. So he's staring down the gate. So I guess we could go with the archer. What's the archer range? Short of 10, long of 20. Let's see what we can see here. And we absolutely can. So are we shadow? No, we are not. So the shadow people can get some good sneak attacks. So we're gonna not boost our move, but we're gonna sneak on up. And we're gonna shoot at our dude here. Which we're taking a long range shot, so we just got 1 yellow dice. So it's much better to do a short range shot, but it is what it is. So we do have a long range shot of 1 yellow dice, and we're going to spend the stamina for a precise shot. So basically when we're attacking, our damage is yellow, red, or black for our defense. And these are like accuracy dice. So we're going to take a precise shot, so we're going to add an accuracy dice. So we're looking for a 3 or less to succeed. So that is a 3, so we would have succeeded regardless, and we got 1 damage through. It's not great. And then his armor, just 1 yellow. What's his special ability?
Resistance frost. The Stormcloak adversaries within 3 inches gain 1 yellow to their melee attack test and armor ratings.
Yeah, so that shouldn't affect him at all. So he just has 1 yellow dice for his armor. Okay, so cool. He missed, so we get 1 damage through.
And who is that?
Quartermaster.
And he has how many health? 3?
3, yep. So,
I hope you shot him in the knee.
and we'll get... I don't ever remember if this is accurate. This is how I always play it. Is each of these guys, so like minions, 1 victory point. The elite guys, 2 victory points. And then the big guy, 3 victory points. Depending on who you're killing. That just makes sense to me. I swear I read that somewhere when I did this a long time ago, but I could be completely wrong. What do I know? But yeah, it was could have been better, but could have been worse. Activate. That archer back there. Do you want to roll our black dice? Helmet. So, Stormcloak, Archer, Might, Cautious, Might, Helmet. He's going to want to defend. Don't really know how that's going to work. Perform the attack response targeting the closest model to the special target determined by the target priority list above. So yeah.
Well, that's rude. He's got a 24-inch range.
Yeah. But I don't think he's actually going to be able to get in range of anything at all.
I bet he could get in range of him. Her.
I
mean, you got
swap with you
to go there.
Remember how line of sight works. I don't know if he could shoot through Quartermaster there in the doorway. I don't know if it's true line of sight or not. To be honest, I do not remember. Zoom this out anymore. Yep. Whoa. Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. Because he can't... There's not really any good place he can go with a 6-inch move. I mean, he could just move up into the middle of the town. And he's cautious, so maybe he hides?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is if he moves up to the middle right there with a 2-foot range, he could literally cover this entrance, that entrance, and this one.
Well, then we'll do that. Whoa. So we'll just move this little guy to the center market. And he's just ready. So I guess the only guy we have left is the mage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, if we finish an activation, like this dude, right? If we were here and he hasn't gone yet and we move here, you finish within 6, he will react. So they have a certain amount of activations based on the points, which based on the points we're playing, they get 4 activations. Reactions don't count. So we want to try to not cause them to react if we can. So you just got the mage. And they'll have one more action afterwards, which I guess is actually just our guy here.
Well, I guess I'm going to move him up and attack that same person you did. So you need to be for her.
Can we get in range of that?
Don't know. It's 12 inches.
Ooh, let's see. That is right in range.
Okay. So
we're casting a fireball of 1 green and 2 yellows. Down to 1 and roll that guy. That is a critical success. So you add a black dice. Okay. So you definitely hit. You did 3 total damage. Special effect area 2 inches. How does that work? Never had anything for that come up. That is not quite within 2 inches anyway. So, I guess roll his 1 yellow dice for his armor and let me figure out what fire does. So he blocked 1.
Yeah.
So he's going to take 2. I don't know if he's going to burn or something.
Well, that's the last of his health anyway.
Oh, it is. He's only got 3. So he dead, huh?
I killed somebody.
So the minions and the second tier people, when they die, I think they just die. These guys, they take kind of like an endurance check to see if they die, and they might become like staggered and whatever. It gets a little weird, but they die. But these go back into the spawn pool. So he could come back out onto the field. But the big guy cannot.
Good thing that archer already went.
So he's a whatever, and we're going to put these right here.
That's 2 victory points?
2 victory points. So we could start
messing with the people.
Messing with the beggars if we want. But for every 5 victory points we get that we have not spent, we could level these guys up. And you'll flip their card, and they've got some better stats and stuff. So, that's pretty good. Quartermaster has died. Now it's just our last swordsman guy, which I'm going to activate this over here, even though that should be the last guy. Swordsman, who saw that coming?
I certainly didn't.
So we got swords. If you want to check his here, so he is might
and aggressive.
Up here, might, swords, objective. Let's see. Does it give us any juice on that? Not really. But it's kind of the same idea. Given that we're trying to progress, I would just move him up here and throw up a block, huh?
Yeah.
So he's going to just stop a little shy, and I'm going to grab a block. I think it's the top left bucket. Those flip over. The ones with like, yeah, you can see the little shields. They're like double-sided. I don't know. Let's see. New round. Yes. Stormcloak. Put him back in the spawn pool. Okay. So, draw an event card.
Disease.
Oh, great.
Choose one of your models. That model must pass an endurance attribute test or receive a diseased diminishing effect card.
Okay, well,
that's rude. I
think our brave leader should take that. They have the highest endurance check, so it's, you know, has the best chance of passing that. And this is our disease card right here. Seriously? Just put the dog down here with the garage door open. Soka, go. Roll that check. Now I'm going to mute.
What am I rolling? What's that?
That is a critical failure. So,
can we get a reroll?
No. But we do get reserve refill, so not that it matters because it'll refill anyways when she goes. We can get a stamina. But if we were missing health, we could get back health or magic or whatever. So, a little unfortunate, to be honest.
Oh, is that -1 on the attack?
Yeah, so this goes kind of like this. So now I think for each subsequent activation,
starts off bad, then tapers off.
That's the first time that's ever actually happened. So that's unfortunate.
Well, you should have expected that.
And then our event card, we're going to spawn in 2 people. So up my little thing here. Spawn. So we got great sword guy coming in.
What's the point?
What?
You spend 1 victory point to get the beggar off the field, and then in return you
we
get
still
a
have
victory
these
point?
victory points. They're just spent or like consumed, so we couldn't contribute these to like leveling up, but that still counts as 2.
Right,
So,
but you spend it, and in return you get 1.
but you're gonna end up with more. You're just flipping it so that you can't use it toward leveling.
So it still count towards winning,
yeah,
but
so
not
you'd
towards
end up
upgrading.
with like 6 total or whatever if you do all 3 of them. So our spawn edge are both long edges. Does it say anything about where they spawn? Doesn't look like it. Sometimes they spawn like in the furthest corner away. Sometimes they spawn closest. I don't think it says anything. So I think we'll plop this guy right here.
Dang it, you ruined my plans.
Just to back up his one guy.
I was thinking if we could get 2 people through this gate, they're all kind of centralized around the thing. We could just kind of.
And general's back on.
Mother.
Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. Wrong guy. So that's the beast. That was the wrong guy. He doesn't come out yet.
The beast comes out?
No, he doesn't come out. Stop trying to spawn him. Oh, just kidding. He is back on. So we're going to put him like he's coming from deeper in the town. He's coming to see what's what.
Again.
See, we could play this to our advantage and like put them at the furthest edge possible. But I try to do it as like make sense as I can from a certain perspective. Because it's AI, you know. But did we go first last time?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're gonna go first.
You take these off?
Yeah. Okay. Activate our swordsman. That guy right over there.
The guy that just spawned?
Our shield guy.
Okay.
So he was what? Might, swords. So he's still rolling. What, objective?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he really wants to go anywhere. Right?
Don't really know a point, because if he came out here, the archer could probably shoot him.
So we just want to leave him then.
Probably.
Just have him stay and keep up a block. There's not really anything else he could do that I can think of. I mean, we could technically like run him back to that chest and have him block, I guess. But this is part of, we're playing with the AI portion of it. We're just gonna kind of do what makes sense, and he's gonna hold this because it's kind of part of our objective to get through it, I would say. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with Ricky and just actually, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Just to keep her kind of out of harm's way while let this disease fade a little. I'm gonna sprint up to our beggar because I think I can just barely make it up to them. We're gonna keep that block. Does it say that we have to do a special action?
No. Just have to be in contact with the token. No models may interact with or remove the beggar tokens. No other, which means once you get there, you're the only one who can do something. Gain 1 victory point for each beggar token removed in this way. So if you spend 1, you can get rid of it, and then we get 1.
So we'll just go ahead and flip one of these.
Boom.
And that'll be Ricky done. And now we can taper that in a little bit. But that means it is back to their turn, correct?
Yep.
Activate. Great sword guy. This is where this app doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because if you have multiple great sword guys, how am I supposed to know which one is which?
Just pick one.
Yeah. So,
I mean, they're identical in every way, right?
yeah, but positional, like if we're here, we could get lucky that like that one would have activated when they're actually tagged with numbers. It just kind of depends.
It'll be all right.
But I'll just let you be the picker of that.
Go with him.
Okay. Swords. Great sword.
Might. So that's objective again.
So we just bring him up to back up this guy, I guess.
Yeah. Do I need to? Can I hop the fence or no?
We'll say no.
Okay. Well, then he's not gonna move him up to the corner right here. And he's got a great sword. Do you want him to block too?
Yep.
Block, fool.
All right, your turn. I also think we have an 8-round limit for this. We're in round 2.
So what, if we don't get it done in 8 rounds, it's game over and we lose?
Actually, this is no round limit.
I'm gonna go with the mage. And just for the sake of, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this token. And I'm pretty sure that's well within the movement. Yep. We'll go ahead and move that. Spend.
So we're freeing the people out here. We're helping.
Yeah, we're
these
Robin
Stormcloak bastards are. To be fair, I think Stormcloaks are kind of the ones on the right. If we want to get into that debate.
Okay, well, we're not going there.
Should probably go shut that garage door. Hold on.
Right.
So AI time?
Yep.
Quartermaster. So if you want to do his matrix black die, well, here. So check his path, check the thing. Now we'll be right back.
Path is might. And damage is A, which is aggressive. Or attack. So he got, I think, A for attack.
Okay.
But not engaged. There's no enemy near him. He can't do a ranged attack, which means move, sprint, and block.
Yeah, I think he's just basically going to move toward what he would probably want to attack, which again is probably going to be just toward that gate. Ruler.
And this will be the Quartermaster.
So he's just going to sprint right up in there. And he can't block or do anything, so he's just there to help out. So, it is my turn, which is Archer.
Yep.
Well, Archer.
I mean, you could probably move up here and shoot something.
Might be able to counter shoot their shooter. Looking for 20.
Basically in line with that tree.
Can I clear the tree?
I mean, you could probably move up just in front of the tree too.
I think it's a longer run. That should work. Yeah, it's like right there.
Yeah.
Ooh, 18. We are well within it. See, now you see the issue with this this camera up there.
Well, if you ever needed to check the back of your head for something.
It was an oversight. It should have been further away, but you know what? Most time I'm more to the left anyway, so I just block like right here anyways. So we're going to be making a long range shot, which is what? Just 1 yellow dice, but we're going to make a precise shot with a stamina, which most time I'm only spending 1 singular stamina anyways. But they have 2, so technically I could sprint and do a precise shot if I needed to, but just for keeping track of stuff, typically I'm only doing like 1 boosted thing. And you could do like power attacks. So we're looking for what? A 3 or less. So we got a 5, but because of our accuracy dice, we hit for 1 whole dice. And our Archer.
Yeah.
1 yellow dice.
And only 1 health.
And he blocked it. So
You don't even have a shield. What, you block it with your bow?
no dice. That light armor held up. Took an arrow to the knee.
Rude. All right.
Activate. Speak of the devil.
Uh-oh.
2 hits on the archer. Might. And he wants to attack.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Oh, no. All right. Well, he's definitely going to move up and take a shot. What's his range?
24.
All right. Maybe he doesn't have to. Because honestly, it's probably a better idea that he doesn't move, to be honest. I think he's going to shoot and move out of the way. What's he shoot with?
1 yellow.
Damn, little.
1 yellow.
Oh, his short range is 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't getting into 8. I don't think. Let's make sure. 8.
So he would have had to be about
The
3,
sprint.
4 inches outside.
I think, yeah, he'd be like an inch short if he sprinted. So he's going to do the exact same thing that I just did and do a precise shot, which I think is all you could do with a bow, actually. So just 1 yellow. And
Yeah.
he's looking for a 3 as well. Here we go. That is a 9. That is a big fat miss. 9 minus 3 is still not 3.
Whew.
I don't know what that is because I can't quick math sometimes. What's that?
6.
6? Yeah. Okay.
369.
Whatever.
Mafia or something.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's all their activations done. So all that's left to go with is our sword and shield guy.
All right. So he has on heavy armor, right?
He's got light armor.
What kind of sword and shield guy has light armor?
I guess I put the wrong one. I could have grabbed. I guess he's like one of these guys. He's just got like leather armor.
Yeah, that way. That makes more sense.
I just picked up the one that looked cool.
Well, okay, so probably just to move that guy a little bit more into something. Where's a ruler?
There's this. Rolls right over there.
Oh. Well, you know what? I don't know why you needed to hand me that in the first place.
It measures all the same.
So we're going to go ahead and get him into range to do something in the next one. So he's just going to move and block. Or continue blocking.
So that's all of our people done and gone. So that means... Although... That was what? The second full round of activations?
Yeah.
So we're in round 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was right.
Yeah.
Got real weird. Shut up.
You asked
Okay.
that question. What do you mean, shut up?
Event card.
Oh, God.
Sometimes it's good.
Change of plan. Draw a stage 1 quest card. You may immediately choose to discard your current quest and keep the new one, or vice versa.
Okay, well, we probably won't do that. But...
Why not? We've only got 1 left.
I don't know. It depends on what the quest is. Each time you remove an adversary from play with a melee attack, take an agility attribute test. Honestly, we might as well take that. Because we're about to probably get into a lot of melees. And we can get another 3 victory points from that. If... So each time we pass... Wait, what? When the test is passed, you have found the talisman. The model finds talisman must survive the game.
So we only get 3 if they survive.
Yeah.
So maybe just keep this one then?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And that instant's going to spawn 1 guy. Spawn. Spawn. Archer. Archer. And he is going to come in right...
No. Oh, that's
right here. It's almost easier on co-op because you have plans. I don't know what your plans are, so this makes more sense. I just like, where do I feel like he's going to come in from? Right there.
Yeah, except for you've spawned every one of them.
Well, to be fair, I don't really have a plan.
I don't either. I'm just trying to get into I'm just trying to get into combat.
Just remember, as soon as we cross this line, big boy comes out. Okay, so event card, all done. This is all done. I think we're good to go, and we will be going first. Who do we want to go? Who do we think should go? I have a feeling the archer, to be honest. Nah.
I missed.
I know, I keep trying to get him. I think
Is he riding ocean current?
I might be able to get into a short range attack with this, actually.
But you only got to get to 10.
Yeah.
So if you move forward, you probably could, and then you could probably do a precise shot. Well, I guess it's already precise when you're within that range.
Yeah, but you can add more.
Can you?
Yep.
What's the point?
I mean, each extra green dice is minus points. So if you roll like a 12, that is, I think, just right. So what are we doing? A green double yellows. Green double yellows. Ooh. And we will do a precise shot. So this should be a pretty guaranteed hit unless we roll a critical failure. And we're looking for a 3 or less on that little bitch-ass archer right back. 7 minus 5 is what? 2. And we got a helmet.
Which is what, a headshot?
Piercing 1. So it'll cancel one of their saves.
So piercing 1 and 2 damage?
Hey, get. So pierce 1. Bloop. So he's dead. He dead.
Yay, he died. And that's a victory point for us, right?
Yep.
Actually, we'll go ahead and take those and put out a 3. Because we've got 3 unspent.
Okay. It's your turn.
No, it's not. The AI's turn.
Well, whatever. Oh, kind of the same. Activate. Great sword. Swords.
Okay, well, since we did this one last time, we're going to do that one this time.
Okay. Great sword. Swords. Objective. What's his objective? Or we move him back. That's what we're going to do. Because it's AI. They're kind of dumb. So he's like, wait a minute. We got to protect that cache. He's going to backpedal and keep up that block. Now it's your turn.
Okay.
Or an update, I guess.
I guess now it's time to see what this melee combat's all about.
That guy just ran back down the road.
You know, it's actually kind of funny because I can remember playing this where, like, when you assault a town or you're in a battle, whatever, and like you're in the middle of fighting somebody, and you'll see one of the NPCs run up and like take a hit on you, and then they'll just kind of like back up with their sword. Like, where are you going?
Well, a lot of the times the skeleton archers, they just spend the whole game running around in the back doing nothing.
That's true.
But if you happen to roll something that makes them attack, they will obliterate you, which is part of the fun.
In the game, that's what they do too. They just like hang in the backfield and just like.
So
okay.
We got 3, 4, 5. We still need 4 victory points before we can even try to open that thing.
Well, we're about to get in the mess now. Because he's getting.
Just meet him in the face and don't cross the line.
Don't I have to be in contact with the base?
Yeah, but y'all are like kind of like intersecting literally on the line. So we'll just call that. Are
you sure?
Yep.
You don't want to spawn big boy?
I do not.
Okay, so melee combat is a red and a green. And then I have to roll the white one too?
Yep. That's your skill check.
Ah!
So you just did a regular move?
Yeah.
So you're doing a green and a red. That's actually really good. Now you could spend the stamina to do a power attack to add a yellow dice, but he only has 1 HP. I would do a precise attack and add an extra green.
Okay.
To guarantee that you hit.
And I need to roll 3 or less.
Do you get anything for helmets?
No.
Okay. So you just got 1 damage through. So that's kind of sad considering that's a red dice.
What's the block do?
Ooh. What are we on? Sword guy?
Yeah.
I think we roll this. So he fails that with a 9. So I think he just gets a yellow for his shield instead of the red. Because basically when you have a block, I think you can roll the block test Or maybe you expend the block token and you just get that. I think that's what it is, actually.
That's what it is in pretty much every other one.
So basically, you expend this and you roll, I think, the red instead of the armor. Or maybe it's in addition to.
I figured it'd be you consume a block token to negate 1 damage.
No. So I think it's you add that.
So you got to roll a yellow and a red to see if he blocks it.
Yeah. Or you can just keep the block instead of expending it and get a yellow dice instead of whatever your shield's actual value is. So, nothing. So in that case, we would have been better off doing a power attack instead of a precise attack just because we rolled kind of questionable on the red dice. But you don't know till you know. And also, sorry, this is probably a little bit clunky, but this is the first run through of actually trying to use the new camera setup. So mentally, it's a lot to try to keep track of. And I'm trying to somewhat teach somebody probably the wrong way to do things. Well,
you need to hire an assistant to monitor all the cameras and change the stuff.
Yeah, that would be great, but I'm a one-man show in this part. So you went AI?
Mm-hmm.
Activate. Archer. Which is that guy back there. We got a 2 hit.
And that is might. It's attack.
That guy right there in the bottom of the frame. Well, I don't know if he's really going to be able to get in range. You're engaged. I don't think you can shoot engaged stuff, just like most games. I think that stays the same. But
he could move up and cover the gate.
Well, I think the idea is he's going to move to shoot at something, so he probably would come toward you because he can't see anything through here. And I don't think he could get far enough to shoot through here.
At a 24-inch range?
I don't think he can move far enough sideways to see through the gate. So he would have to move. Yeah,
I mean, that would cover the gate.
He can see that archer. Are we in range?
Probably not.
Ooh.
Looks like just outside of it.
Literally just outside of it. Like 25 exactly. So what we can do is sprint. So now he just can't precise shot. So so he's just 1 yellow. And he's looking for a 3 or less. So this should be a miss.
Are there headshots?
That is a miss, and he rolled no damage anyways. So double miss.
What happens if it passed and rolled no damage? You hit him and it just doesn't do anything?
Yeah, you just wouldn't get any damage.
I mean, thematically speaking.
Yeah, arrow to the knee. I don't know. It's not a kill shot, you know? Hello, Annie.
Flesh wound. So now it's our turn?
It is our turn.
Quartermaster went, didn't he? Because you're about to go on 3. I think they should be.
No, because this is a fresh round. So we've just had the greatsword and the archer go.
So Ricky or Mage?
Well, the mage still needs some recovery because you're going to be up to 2. So you got to...
I could also just use the potion.
You could, but you might need that once we're actually in. You want to just pick up our last beggar and stay tucked around that corner?
Yeah, we can do that.
So we're going to sprint up to here. We're going to flip this.
That will still give us 3 unspent victory points and 3 spent. Mother!
Yeah, I hate those little tokens. Okay.
Well, we're up to 6.
So AI?
Yep.
Whoop. Great sword. He's coming to get you, probably.
Oh, brother.
Unless he rolls a fall back. Helmet. Might helmet.
That is...
Defend. That's weird.
Weird choice, AI.
Does this give any anything. No, it does not. I think I have the full breakdown here. Spin priority near a special objective. If there's no special objective in play, technically there is, and it is kind of the puzzle. But right now our objective is technically to murder people. If not able, nearest objective, not able, treasure tokens. So
He's standing next to one.
he's just going to stay there then. That is technically next on the priority. Or he's going to move toward the puzzle and defend anyways.
Yeah, but I think moving back toward the puzzle would give us easier time of this. So
he's just going to do nothing. Essentially, he's going to hold his ground and he's going to squat on that treasure chest like a Verdansk Warzone player. So we just got Ricky?
Yep.
Shoot. Kind of tempted to bring Ricky over here, actually. Because I feel like it's going to get
messy.
I almost like the idea of the range just watching the funnel.
And then the melee trying to sneak around.
Yeah, but that might get kind of shitty all around, to be fair.
At the rate that they're respawning, yes.
But I'm also trying to kill time for this disease thing to follow. So we're just going to sprint 8 and keep up that block.
And they have AI has one more activation.
Yep. Swordsman, shield guy.
Oh, great.
Oblivion.
So that's gonna be objective.
Yeah, but he's already engaged. So
his objective is me, I think, at this point. Okay, so I guess he's going to attack. He gets 2 yellows. That's rude. He's got to roll a 4. 2 yellows, and he's got to roll a 4
or less. Because he hasn't done anything else, he's going to boost an attack, and because he's aggressive, it's going to be a power attack, so he's going to add extra damage. Aggressive models will always do power attacks if they can. Cautious models will always do precise. And he failed the hit.
Oh, thank God.
Failed the check.
Screw you, AI.
And that's what being aggressive gets you, because if you rolled a precise attack and tried rolling some accuracy, he probably would have hit you. Okay.
Who taught you to swing that sword?
So that's the
end of
end?
the round, yeah.
All right, so we got event card.
Oh, Lord. Hostile environment requirements. Adversaries in play.
Mm-hmm.
Something's got the creatures of this foul place riled. Choose one adversary model within 8 inches of one of your models. If there is one, that model activates, even if it has already activated this round, and spawns 1.
Well, the only guy that can really do anything is this guy.
Ah, father!
So he's going to get a free activation. Helmet. He's engaged. He's probably
Defense.
just going to attack you anyway, right?
Probably.
I mean, is he going to like just disengage? And because that would open up a free attack for you, and that doesn't make any sense. This is where the semantics of playing AI doesn't really make a ton of sense.
Maybe on his free activation, he should just, plant his feet and block.
I'll let you roll it, because if I roll it and I obliterate you, that would be not good.
Okay. So what is it again? 3, 2? What was it?
I don't think can do another boosted thing, because he
So
already
just regular
did it,
attack.
so it's just the regular 2 yellow and a skill dice. Critical success. Add a black dice. Oh no!
4 damage plus.
And the helmet would have added a green dice if he needed a little bit of extra accuracy, which
He doesn't.
absolutely doesn't.
So I'm pretty sure that guy's dead.
Well, you are blocking, so you can get rid of that and add a red dice. And a yellow dice. So you're rolling a red and a yellow for defense. Oh god, that's funny.
Do I have to roll this?
No.
What does that mean?
That doesn't do anything for you. So you block 2, take 2, and you are dead.
Man. You obliterated myself. That's rude. Now Ricky's alone over there, so.
And our archers coming back on the field. Which I think they heard all the ruckus and kind of came out of this house.
What's going on over there?
Oh, this might be another slaughtering. It's feeling
Do
like
we
it.
respawn?
No.
Ah,
No.
that's great.
Yeah. Okay. So now we go into the fresh round. And we only have 2 guys in the wings. So that is all good. This can go back up. This will go back up to 3. So you do have enough to fireball somebody. We already did event card. Quest card is done. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if we draw a quest once that quest is done. But should we draw a quest anyways?
Yeah, may as well. Does it matter which pile?
Left pile. Because there are staged quests. That's what the right stack is.
Fetch me that book. Requirements: at least 3 treasure and or objective tokens in play.
Yep.
Each time your models search a treasure chest or control an objective, they may take an intelligence attribute test to search for the book. The same token may not be searched in this way more than once. Pass one of these tests to complete the quest, and it rewards 1 victory point, it looks like.
Okay. Well, at this rate, we're going to struggle to get to any of these treasure because we're having a hard time doing anything. So, okay. Who went first last time? Was it us? I think it was us.
Did we just finish round 3?
Yeah.
So then,
Not counting that guy. That was just an event
it's
thing.
AI's turn to go.
Okay. Round 4, archers go. Which, they're both over there. Do we want the one who just came onto the field to go? Or do we want the one in the middle to go?
Your choice.
All right, well, that guy just woke up late and he doesn't want to get in trouble. Because he just came stumbling out of that house because he had a late night. So he's going to go try to get into the fight quick. 3, archer, cautious might. So he's attacking. I don't know if there's anything he can really attack, but he might be able to sprint into range to shoot that archer.
Yeah, if you get more angled in front of the well house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're in there.
We can sprint. Bloop. And archer is doing what?
Dollar
That is
Tree
definitely a long
Legolas.
range.
24 is 1 yellow.
And they had to sprint to get in range, so they don't get a green dice. So just a raw check of a 3. That is a fail. Thank God, because that is as good as you could roll on a yellow. All right. Your turn, Penny.
Okay.
Unless you want me to go, since one of your guys is dead.
No. I'm actually trying to see.
And I guess we also could always literally just do this, where we just alternate who's going and...
So I'm going to go ahead and get just inside this fence, which puts me in contact with this treasure chest.
Okay.
Is it an action to open it?
Flip it. And it is an action. Ooh, it's not locked, so free treasure.
Whoop, whoop.
Some of them are locked, and if it is locked, you don't have a lock picking skill, so you just have to try to break it. Take your token.
God bless.
What is it?
Cash. Discard this card and draw the next 2 treasure cards immediately.
Oh, all right.
Scroll of Fear. Discard this card as a special action to target one enemy within 8 inches in line of sight. The target model and all enemies within 3 inches must take a morale check. Bow of the Hunt. Short range. Long range. The bow.
It does better against beasts if we were fighting like wolves and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, but I can't equip that on an archer, can I?
I don't see why not. You have an archery skill. And it's
Oh, yeah.
the same as your... Well, it's slightly worse than your intelligence, I guess. Now, you just... Because this character picked them up, you just put them like in your inventory. The quick slot, I think.
The scroll would be quick slot, but I was going to trade this out for the sword.
Yeah, if you wanted. But you do have your fireball.
Yep, but I can also use that within short range too.
But that takes 2 hands.
Does it?
Yep.
Balls.
Just like the game. So you could either wait, try to fireball somebody, and then you could perform an action like on your next thing you could attack and then equip the bow. So go ahead and spend the magic you gained or whatever.
But opening the chest took my second action,
Yes.
right?
The adventurers, like the Dragonborn and all the like just generic random people, they can search stuff for free.
Now, didn't you say that opening a chest is a victory point?
I believe so, yeah.
Ooh. Great. Big brain moment.
Okay.
That's 7, but I'm also on the inside of the fence.
Shoot. All right, what exactly does this say? This model adds yellow to its attack and its armor for the duration of the game. The beast does not begin on the game. Immediately spawn the beast in contact with the puzzle token once a non-hidden player enters the treasure zone. And it activates in every subsequent round. So starting next round, the general... See, this is the problem. This is the problem. See, look at this. Granted, you actually can't see the treasure token because it's hidden by the camera stand, so sorry. But he is... The general has entered the field. And next round, he's coming. I don't need to know that, but... We'll just... Okay. So, AI?
Yep.
I never thought of this, actually. I could show you guys these pages. Look at that. Huh.
The heck was that? Did putting that over there disconnect the camera?
Okay. Ah, my stream deck. Why? Wake up.
Okay, so that was just
That was just a fluke. My stream deck just died. That's unfortunate. I have to do this the old-fashioned way. Oh, and it reset. What? Okay, I need to stop touching stuff. What is happening? AI. Shut up. Activate. Greatsword. We'll go with that guy. Wait, did he go last? He did go last. We're going to go with that guy in the middle. Oh. All right, stream decks exploded. I don't know what's happened. Oblivion, might, objective. Technically, he was already backskirting toward the objective, so we're going to continue that.
There's also a chest right there.
Yeah, okay, fine. He's just going to go. Not taking my loot. How freaking weird.
You know, I also think it's weird that every single thing that any American company or production or whatever does, the bad guys always have British accents.
I think that's Star Wars' fault.
Might be. But even still, I think some people are still sort of about the whole revolution and all that.
Oh, I'm sure. So we got Archer and Ricky. Ricky's looking a little rough. But going straight up the middle is going to get us obliterated, I think.
Yeah, there's 4 dudes waiting there.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Archer needs to try to get somebody.
That's partially why I took the mage around the side, because I can start fireballing from the other side and switch to the bow and do that stuff and things.
All right. We are going to hide.
Good job, Leggett.
So I don't have the little snake thing, which I think is sneaking, because they're not path of whatever, but I think I could still hide and do a sneak attack. It's just not going to be as good as if I was whatever, and I will be hidden or unhidden regardless. Whereas I think, which again, somebody can yell at me if I'm wrong, I very well may be. The way that I understand it is for the shadow people, you can hide, you could shoot, you get a red dice instead of a yellow, and then you take your sneak test afterwards to see if you remain hidden. 5 Guys, burgers and fries. So we're gonna hide. I'm not gonna bother putting the token out because we're gonna be seen anyways. This person is gonna shoot that Archer. And that is a long-range shot. 1 yellow. This damn white dice just jumps out of people's hands. White dice, 1 yellow dice. Not great. And we'll spend our stamina on a precise shot. But because it's a sneak attack, we're going to get 1 extra yellow dice. So my 2 actions is hide and shoot.
So you're sneak attacking with your archer.
Yes. On that archer. By the well. And we're looking for a 3. That is definitely not 3. That is 6.
So you also miss.
And he would have been dead for sure. I will let you do this. Greatsword.
No, brother.
Helmet.
Defend. Again, he's already defending something. So I guess he's just gonna hang tight and keep blocking.
And now what? We gotta go with Ricky?
Guess so. Stream deck's back up. It took a second.
Hey, there we go. All right, we're back. Kind
of. Is it just the 2 greatsword people win, or did the archer go 2?
We've had both greatswords and 1 archer.
Okay. Slipping on my job. So now it is Ricky's turn.
What do we want Ricky to do? Should she try to fight these 2 people? They both only have 1 HP.
Yeah, she should.
Okay.
Because Big Boy is about to come out, we need to clear some space.
Quick reflexes, constitution, and defensive posture. Let's see. Get that book and check in the perks and the keywords sections for constitution.
Wait. It's kind of an ABC order, but not really.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That might be a perk. Because some of these are perks and they're in the keywords portion. What about defensive posture?
Defensive posture when equipped with a one-handed weapon and successfully hit by an enemy melee attack.
Membership. Thank you. And hopefully Mario appreciates it.
And successfully hit by an enemy melee attack, this model may use 1 stamina to force the attacker to reroll the skill test.
That's kind of cool. Okay, good to know. Constitution, what'd you say?
Haven't found it yet.
Okay. And the other one is...
While it has heavy armor equipped to the body slot, this model may take a heavy armor skill test as a special action. If the test is passed, it immediately restores 1 point of its choice of health, stamina, or magicka.
Okay, cool. Good to know. If we end up in that scenario. So I can kind of heal myself maybe a little.
A smidge.
And quick reflexes. Which sounds like maybe like melee stuff.
Not speech. Smithing.
See if it shows up in here. It does. Each time this model spends a block token, as long as it is not incapacitated, it may take a block skill. If successful, the block token is not removed. It may be used again. And cool, it kept that. That's why I didn't want to touch that to begin with. Got a little sketchy there. Okay, so she actually seems really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we don't need to sprint anywhere. I guess we're just going to move.
And engage.
And engage.
Slingshot, engage.
And we've got a green, 2 yellows, and we're looking for a 4 or less. Let's say green and 2 yellows. 4 or less. That is a 7 minus 2, which is not a 4, so we missed. Terrible! This just isn't. After last week, this especially isn't my game. I tell you.
You missed your attack on the fancy pants.
Yeah.
And I think we have one more AI that goes.
Yep. Actually, they both already went, right?
Yeah.
Has he gone?
Killed me.
He has not gone. That was the reactivation after the last round from the event.
No, it wasn't. They missed.
No, that's what killed you. He
You
hasn't
sure?
gone,
Oh.
which means he's going to react and he's going to attack me right now. So we can. Well, I don't know why I'm checking that because he's just going to attack me anyways. 2 yellows. And he's aggressive, so he's going for a big fat attack. He's looking for 4. He could obliterate me. That is a critical failure, and that was a big fat fail.
Must be nice.
Yeah. He got intimidated by my eyeliner.
Or the shield that's laying on the ground because you think you're Captain America.
Oh, it's gone, actually.
Not that shield.
I think I murdered somebody, and that's why that shield's there.
So I think that's all the activations.
Yes. They have one more.
What?
Yeah. Because they only had 3 and 1 reaction.
Mm.
Archer.
So I guess that would be the other archer that can still see your archer.
In the street. 2 hits on... Are they all might? They are. Attack. Well, shoot. But I was right down. But he can't see me. He's going to move and shoot. So he's taking a long-range shot. And what are we shooting?
2 yellow,
1 yellow?
1 yellow. Yeah.
And he's looking for what, a 3?
Yes.
And he's going to take a precise shot. That is a 6-2 for a 4. Big fat miss. All right.
Well, you could have aimed at the mage too.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. That actually probably would have been, well, I don't know. They're almost, it looks like a perfect triangle.
More or less.
I think that might have actually been closer, so.
Okay, so that's the end of that round.
Round 5.
So now we need an event. Divine Inspiration. Choose one of your models. That model may re-roll any number of dice from its next skill or attribute test.
Okay, who do we want that on?
I would say probably Ricky, because you're about to be engaged with 2 different people.
But you...
It also spawns 2.
Yeah, great. We only got 1, so... Where shall Rayloff come in? Right next to General? Like the cavalry showed up?
Probably.
Because there's a little 6-inch that they can't spawn in. All right. Well, you can see Rayloff's head. Oh, you can see the General's head, actually. Well, that works. Who went first? They went first.
They did.
Okay. New round. Start 5. Yep. If we get 1 more victory point, we could level up somebody. So this is gone now. Actually.
Okay. Let me see something.
So we're going first.
Yeah. I'm going to launch a fireball.
You in 12?
Yeah. So what can I do to make the attack better as an action?
I don't know if you can do anything with a magical spell. Like with bows and stuff, you could do like a power attack or a
What's the helmet mean?
if you roll a helmet on any of the dice, you could add a red dice, so you have a chance to like crit, kind of.
You know what? It doesn't matter because probably the most smart thing that I can do is shoot him with a fireball and then move behind cover so the archer doesn't get me.
Okay, so some spells under special have something called magic boost that let you do stuff.
Because mine's
just
area
has
effect.
Yeah,
That other archer within 2 inches? That looks like about 3 to me.
that's 2. for sure. Yeah, but there's no way here in 12. And ideally, I would assume you either want to shoot within 12. Oh, you're talking about off of him.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about next to each other. No, yeah. Which actually, wonder what exactly area does. $79. Any attack with the area effect is accompanied by a range of X inches, which indicates the radius of the effect. The attacker may measure blah, blah, blah. Damage from an area of effect is applied to every model whose base is partially or wholly within the radius. Damage is resolved against each affected model individually.
So I basically roll that attack against each person within 2 inches of him?
Yeah, so if you just happen to roll 3 damage, that applies to everybody within 2 inches of whoever the target is. That's pretty good, actually. So, I mean, you could get within... Because now you're kind of in the shit. I would assume you either want to attack and equip the bow or attack and move. Because it's going to be another couple rounds. Although you do have the
Scroll of Fear
magic potion too.
Well, honestly, what I was thinking about doing was moving to get in range of the archer, hitting him with a fireball so it gets him 2, and then using the Scroll of Fear on him as a special action.
I think the special action counts as one of your actions, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
Then why would it be classified as special?
It's just because they apply it to various different things throughout the... It could be like interacting with a lever or something.
Well, I'm going to move just within range.
Try to fireball those 2 guys.
I'm going to fireball.
That could be cool.
If it works. Okay, so now I've got to roll...
Green double yellows.
Green
We're looking for a 4 or less.
And I can't spend a stamina or something to give myself an extra?
I think so.
Bummer.
Ooh, big crit. Add a red because you got a helmet. All right, 4 damage. They're both dead.
Are they?
Yes, because they only have 1 yellow dice each. And most you could roll on a yellow is 2. And their armor doesn't have any benefits from like the symbols, so the most they could block is 2 each, so they're both dead.
Yeah.
So
get consumed in flame.
That is
useful. I did something.
Double victory points. Archer. Okay, cool.
Did you add the victory points already?
Yeah. I just replaced the 3 with a 5.
Okay. That gives us 9.
I think we do the leveling up at the end of the round.
Oh, wait. We didn't do the event. Or the quest. To search the thing that I searched?
Yeah. What is it? You were taking an intelligence test?
Yeah.
So you're... Just roll the... Just roll your...
And I've got to get a 4 or less?
Yeah. 4 or less. All right. So, what does that mean?
I think that means we get the...
Let me take an intelligence to search for the book. The same token may not be searched in this way. Pass one of these to complete the quest. Okay.
So we completed it and we get a victory point.
Yes.
All right. Now what you could do is just flip one of these over and get a... take one of the 3s and put it in the spent.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I do that a lot because, I mean, as you can tell, there's a lot of moving parts in this. But it all kind of makes sense because you played the game. So, like, you kind of... But there's so much stuff that I do that a lot. I'm like, oh, shit, I forgot to do that. Let me just go ahead and do it because that won't change anything.
Okay, so, 1, my mage is done.
So we got the archer and Ricky.
And I'm going to go ahead and unequip.
That's an action, so you have to do it next round, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
You can do it for free when you search, but once it's in your inventory, it is an action to swap
Okay.
your loadouts.
So,
And if you come in contact with a friendly, you could trade it to them.
well, you can upgrade Ricky on the next one.
Yeah, we'll see who takes damage because it replenishes all your stuff. We might have to use it to save, depending.
Okay.
But we'll see.
AI.
Activate. Quartermaster, right next to you.
Father.
2, he's gonna attack. He's coming to get you.
Man.
Yeah, we're still good on.
Height 2.
Yeah, there's climbing and fall damage and all sorts of other stuff too.
Lord.
So he's gonna move and attack. He is cautious, so he's gonna take a precision swing at you with a red. He's gonna have a red and a green. Red and green. And he's looking for a 4 or less. Do you want to attack you or do you want me to attack
Go ahead.
you?
Man.
Critical failure.
Yes.
That is woohoo!
Lucky.
Yeah. Although your light armor is actually pretty good. You do have a red on defense. That's as good as it could be.
Yeah,
So-
but you know, it's a
Yeah, it's not
mage.
ideal, but
I've got 3 health, so I'm gonna fold.
okay. Our turn. That was great. But now you're engaged, and if you disengage, he gets a free attack on you. So that'll be interesting. Might have to whack him with your sword.
Boo!
Did our general guy spawn this round?
Yes.
Yes. No, last round. So he can go this round
Okay.
because your mage just went off searching the
Yeah,
chest,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is what spawned. Okay, and we have what, 5? We have enough victory points?
We've got
8, 10?
10.
Okay.
Yes.
God, still around. So we just need to try to get to the run to the thing and open it.
But we're so far away.
I know, yeah. But we can't outkill them like spawning. This is definitely a Rogue One mission. Anyways, so we have Ricky and the Archer.
I mean, I've kind of cleared the way for the archer.
Yeah, I can move up at least to the door and take a shot at our guy there.
That's probably the best bet.
Or I'm not going to go actually with Ricky, just to hope that, because if I go right now, both of those guys react and they'll get 2 free activations. So hopefully one of those guys will go. So we'll go with the Archer. Can you swap my camera?
To
Whatever, it's not on. So I don't want to have to sprint. So we got 3. I don't think that's quite enough. So yeah, I'm going to have to sprint just to get into that door. So this is one of the rare occasions I am going to use both my stamina. So need one of those little baby dice over there. And I'll put that. Put it at 1, just so we know, I guess, because typically I don't put anything there. So we're gonna have. Is that a short range shot? Actually, surely we're within 8.
oh yeah.
Yep.
That's like 6.
7.
Look, I'm eyeballing, okay?
My visual measure is terrible. Oh, our short's 10. That's the AI that has 8. So
Oh, right.
so we got a green, double yellows, an extra green for a precise shot, and we're looking for a 3. Oh, he dead. I don't think you can block ranged attacks with a 2-hander. So he just gets 1 yellow. So yeah. He gets a helmet, which I don't think he has anything
No.
for his helmet on armor. So he just blocks 1, takes 2. He dead. That is a victory point.
Well, that gives us another 3.
And we can get rid of one of the great sword guys.
11 victory points.
Uh,
Now all that's left over there is the quartermaster.
And it's AI?
Yeah.
Okay. Activate. Swordsman. Sword and shield guy.
Okay.
So I'll let you roll an attack because. Oh, you know what? I'll roll this anyways because he could technically potentially roll a fallback. He's rolling it.
No. So,
actually, it looks like they don't have the F response on anybody.
No.
Okay.
It's only on the Legion.
Okay. Well,
because we're the cowards here. So just the two yellow and the white. He's got to roll 4 or better.
But it's his first thing, this thing, so he's going to do a power attack. So 3 yellows.
3 yellows.
3 yellows and a white. Because he's aggressive. Looking for a 3. Oh.
God bless.
Oh, God.
4 damage.
Hold up. What was it? What was it? One of these. You roll something, right?
I think you were talking about using that to... No. That's re-rolling your dice.
Was it? Constitution was healing me. Is it defensive posture? Is that
Yeah.
in here? One-handed weapon equipped.
1 stamina to force the attacker to re-roll the skill test.
Absolutely. Reroll that skill test. Oh, no.
6!
Hell yeah. Defensive posture, baby. That would have been terrible.
All right. So, Ricky's turn.
Yep.
Isn't that a reaction now?
Not for me, no. That's just for the adversaries. But after I go, that guy will react because he hasn't gone yet. So we're just gonna attack, I guess. Yep. So we got green, double yellows. I think we're gonna take a nice precise shot. Because surely I can kill 1 HP with 2 double yellows. Or 2 yellows. We're looking for a 4 or less. 6 minus 4 is 2. We have 2 damage. That's pretty good. What's our guy's armor? His armor's... Oh, no. His armor's yellow. He doesn't have a block up. Blocks 1, takes 1. He dead.
All right. You avenged me. I appreciate that.
And because that guy's about to react, I could move. I'm going to throw up a block. Yeah.
Block and victory point.
But now our greatsword guy is going to react here. Let me add him to the activated list. Helmet. Defend. So I guess he's just going to stay there. Bro really is protective of that.
Gotta be something good.
So they've only gone with 2 people, right?
Just 1. Well, no, that's not true. The swordsman went 2, but he's dead now.
and
So yeah, 2.
The quartermaster. And we still have...
Ricky.
No, I just went.
Then we don't have anybody.
Huh. Okay, well, activate. Greatsword.
You killed the other one, so it's just that one now.
Okay, just kidding. He is not gone. Activate. No models left in play.
He's got to go.
He reacted.
So he can't go?
Yeah. Because he's already activated.
And what about Rayloff and General?
Yeah, maybe... I don't know. I guess I messed something up here. So we're just going to go with Rayloff. Because they're both going to go, actually. Because I think they had 2 actions. Swordsman and Quartermaster are the only 2 people that have done anything this round for them. So they're both the only 2 people that can go. So they're both going to go. And we don't have anybody else. So they're going to go back to back. Rayloff is a Shadow Oblivion. He's going to attack that. What's his range? 20, 20?
10, 20.
Damn, I'm in range right here.
Oh, God.
Well, I think he's going to shoot and move somewhere. That seems like a good idea. So what's his long range shot?
20 is a green and a yellow.
And he's going to use a stamina to precise shot. Is he aggressive or cautious? He's cautious. So he's gonna aim. What are we looking for? 4?
Yes.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss.
Nope, that's a 4.
Ah, balls. 1 damage. You're not dead yet.
On Archer.
Yeah, you're not dead yet.
I'm probably about to be, unless I get a, come on, 2. Ah! Dead.
How?
Oh, right. He only rolled 1. That's
And
good.
you've got 2 health.
Yeah.
So even
I
if
do
you
have
had
2
missed
health.
that, you wouldn't have been dead.
He hit 1. I saved 1. We're all good now. That's good. That's why.
All right, well, now general.
Swords. On probably aggressive. Might. Yep. Objective. Well,
I guess he's going to stand there and block.
that sucks. We need him to do something else.
Oh, it ain't this turn.
This is too thematic. Go away. What the F? Okay.
I guess he's just going to block.
Yeah, no. He can't block. He only has a one-hander.
Oh, well, just kidding.
He's going to do nothing, which could be wrong. All right, so in play, we have Quartermaster. We have 1 greatsword.
Yep.
And who else?
That's it. Aside from Rayloff in general.
Rayloff, so I'm missing. Rayloff, Quartermaster, 1 greatsword. That guy is not in play. This guy is in play. Okay, there's our 4. Now we're good. Event card.
Less. New cards. Roll red dice and distribute that many health points amongst any of your wounded models.
That sucks, because we're not missing any health yet.
Well, spawns 1.
Okay. Spawn. Archer. You can go plop him down somewhere. We're getting actually kind of lucky with our event spawns because some of those spawn 3. Like some of them spawn. We could be going against everybody. This is probably as good as it gets.
Well, considering we wiped the board on the last round.
Yeah, that fireball, honestly, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
If it works, it actually worked really well.
Yeah.
And then Ricky just smited that dude.
And
Right,
that
no,
guy's
no,
like...
swing again. They go first, right?
Yep.
Okay. Activate. Great sword. Oh. He attacking? Finally?
Yep.
Oh, he's going for it. All right. Who's that? What's his attack? Black.
Yeah.
And he's what? Aggressive. Black. And he's aggressive, so he's going to go for a power swing. And he's looking for what?
4.
Miss. Does he have anything for helmets?
Add a green dice.
Ah. And he hits.
What?
He has a green dice.
Is that a 6 or a 9?
That is a 6.
Oh, I thought it was a 9.
I always do it with the dots at the bottom. Technically, I guess you could play it like the dots at the top, but I always do it with the dots at the bottom. Because it does kind of look like a 9, but it's just, I don't know. I've always played it at the
Are
bottom.
there 2 6s then?
Yeah, there shouldn't be. Just that the 6 and the 9 have a dot on the face of it.
The dots at the bottom?
That's what I always play it as.
Hmm.
So that's 2. I do have my block. And I am going to keep my block. So I'm just going to get a yellow passive because I surely don't need that. I've got a black dice. That little guy is like a pierce threshold. So if they had piercing 1, I couldn't not save at least 1.
So what, between your armor and your shield, you can roll a black and a red?
Because I'm keeping my shield token, I'm just getting a yellow for my shield. So I could choose to keep that and get a passive yellow, or expend it and get the actual shield value. But save 2 anyways, so no damage. We're all good. So if my armor was a little bit worse, maybe it'd be worth actually using the shield, but because I've got a black dice for armor, I figured that was probably all right. Our turn?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I think you should go with the archer.
And go for...
The other archer.
Okay.
If you can move in here to get behind cover to get away from Rayloff, you can take a straight shot at that archer, try and take him off the board, and then it'll just be the quartermaster after me.
Yeah, we'll keep this camera angle because you guys can see that. I also need a 1080p TV over here. 720p is to see stuff, yeah. So we're moving and shooting.
Moving straight in here.
Just gotta make sure
There's
I
also
don't...
a chest there.
Hello?
If you want to ignore the archer for now.
No, because he might shoot me.
That's true.
I'm gonna move in contact with it. I just want to make sure I cleared that well. I don't know if I'm in short range. I feel like I'm just out of
10.
it. Just out of it. 12. So we got a long range shot. And I've only got 1 stamina, which I don't like. But I'm going to have to spend it. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to spend it for some precise. So I have no stamina left. And we got, what, 1 yellow?
Yep.
And a green for our stamina. We're looking for still 3s. Critical. That's lucky because we rolled no damage. Now we got 2 damage. So when you roll a crit,
and the archer rolls 1 yellow.
He's dead. Lucky crit. Bloop.
So now we can take this off and get us another 5 to spend. Technically, we can upgrade the mage.
Oh,
and Ricky.
Yeah, we didn't do our level ups. Do we want to level up? Because nobody really needs health. Who do we want to level up?
We could level up both.
Well, we didn't have that much before. We forgot to do it at the beginning of round 6. So we have enough to level up 1 from the last blunder.
Since I'm about to get into combat and I probably need some more magic.
That'll work. And now you're looking, so you got slightly better stats. It doesn't look like your health went up at all. Sometimes you get upgraded keywords and stuff too, but
doesn't look like any of that went up.
So it looks like you just got a better intelligence stat. Mainly.
Well, and now I've got maximum magicka again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes these go up as well.
So now I think it's AI's turn.
Bloop. General.
Oh, it's right there.
Did they go first? They did go first. They went with the greatsword guy. Oblivion Might objective.
Okay, well, this is a theoretical question because is his objective to kill us before we can get to the loot or to defend the loot?
I think his objective would be to defend the loot. He's letting his troops try to deal with the threat. His job is whatever's in that chest.
Okay, so then if his job is what's in that chest, right now he can see one person over here and they're currently engaged and he knows that there are 2 people over here. So would he move upward to defend the path?
I think he would stand there because he's a coward like most generals are. And he's going to count on his right hand to...
Okay, so he does nothing then.
Yeah, I think he does nothing. I think that makes sense. And it makes it worse for us, to be honest, because we got to get there and try to solve a puzzle with him punching us in the head.
All right, so our turn then.
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go with El Majo.
Ooh, that sucks, actually.
Why?
Because you cannot fireball him in melee, it looks like. When this is melee and ranged, it's like a crossbow on like crossed axes, I think. That's just a ranged attack. And if you withdraw, he gets a free attack on you, I think. So otherwise you're rolling 2 on your regular melee, looking for 3s.
And I can spend a stamina to...
Yeah. So it's still not terrible.
Well, we'll just do that then. So 2 yellows and a green. What am I rolling for?
What? You're still 3 less.
Come on, blitz this guy. No.
That was good damage, but
Well, yeah, but irrelevant.
I mean, now you could try to withdraw and you just risk him attacking you, but you do have that red dice. So you could just try to move away from him if you wanted to move like toward the well or whatever. He'll just get a free attack off on you.
Yeah, let's do that, because if he has to close the distance, right?
Yeah.
So if I do that, he might put him in close range to your archer. So
True.
we'll just move over her.
And again, I don't know if this is correct or not. I'm just going to do this as a base attack. So he's just rolling a red and he's looking for a 4.
So he's got to do this.
No. He basically attacks you on your way out. So you don't move ananybody else. You just roll the attack. So this is all
just a red?
Red and his, the skill dice. 4 or less.
8.
Nice. Okay, so AI?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. This stuff doesn't stick to normal carpet. Sometimes I can get it to stick down, but most of the time it does not. Rayloff. And that's attack, right?
Yep.
No, he's shadow.
That's
Move. In range and LOS. Is he cautious? He is cautious. So he's going to move and hide somewhere.
maybe over here behind this building.
He'd have to sprint to get there.
Does that matter?
Well, cautious models typically will stop short of their movement allowance to take cover. So I feel like he would just go straight to this corner and hide. Okay. Our turn.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? The quartermaster would react to you. So we'll just go ahead and do that.
Why?
Because you finished your activation within 6 inches of him. So even if you were just engaged with him, because he hasn't gone this turn, he would react. So it's kind of, yeah.
Doesn't that mean he has to move since he's melee?
Yeah, he very well might. I don't know what he wants to do. Oblivion, quartermaster, might, objective. What's his objective?
Me?
Well, there's the only treasures are here. I don't think he would, if we're going based on what the rules say, he would go for, I mean, the way that like we played this guy, so he would just move toward this, I think. So he's just gonna, we'll just sprint him to it. That's, I think, technically true. That's a true statement. So it's our turn, right?
Yep. Is that his turn then?
Yeah, he's done.
You need to mark that in your...
Yes. So we got Ricky and the archer.
You already went with the archer.
Right.
Yeah, Ricky.
Just Ricky. Dang, already? Okay, well. Blast this fool. So I got a green and double yellows. Tempted to not spend a stamina to let my stamina recharge, because I think I've got 2 stamina. And I've got an accuracy dice already, but I am still looking for 4s, so it's not.
If you fail the skill test, you can re-roll it with that card.
Success. 6. chest. I don't know why I said it like that. 3 damage, he's dead. He saved 1, takes 2. He dead.
Boom.
All right, so now
Move up.
we'll just move up to this. I can't search this, but we can at least reveal it. It is
Locked.
So the top one is if we break it, which means I'd be looking for a 4 minus 3. So I'd be looking for a 1.
Ugh.
Or if you had a lockpick, that would be a really easy thing to lockpick, but nobody can lockpick anything. So we're
Can't
probably
you
not
reveal that one over there too, next to the archer?
true.
Yeah, I don't know what I touched, but my eye is itching now.
Same exact chest.
Okay, cool.
And victory point.
Ah.
For the kill. Honestly, right now is our best chance to try to like close ground.
Yeah, and I think that's the end of the round, isn't it?
It looks like they should have 1 more activation because we had 1 reaction, I think.
They've got 5 dead people, and the 3 people that are alive have already gone.
Oh, there's nobody else on the field.
No.
Okay, then no. There's
I think the last one that needed to go is the one you just killed.
New round. Bloop. Round 7, and we'll go ahead and level up Ricky. Yeah, so she got a boost to health. She's got 5 health now. And her strength stat went up.
All right, event.
And she's got a extra keyword now. Critical charge.
If there's no eligible model, draw another card. So if I have to draw another card, does that mean it still activates?
You may choose one of your models engaged, which we're not. Immediately move up to 3. So no, you just leave that down.
Model may not end this move engaged. If there's no eligible model, draw another card.
No. Shit. Then yeah, draw another card.
Does it still activate though?
I don't think so.
Okay. 3.
To
NPC tokens in play. We don't have any.
draw another one.
Whew. Until the start of the next event phase, your models ignore difficult terrain and may reroll failed climb and jump tests.
Yeah, okay, so that's just a whatever. And we got what, 1?
1 activation.
So she gained a new keyword or a new critical charge. So if I move into somebody and attack, I get a free extra red dice, which is huge. Like big, big, big.
So I wonder.
And we're spawning an archer.
I got a new keyword too.
Did you?
Impact.
Spawn an archer. Inflicts any damage with a destruction spell, it gains a staggered token. Which I think staggered stops them from being able to boost anything. Yeah, sure. So we have what all is in play. So unfortunately, I have to keep track of who dies and when each round.
General, Rayloff, Quartermaster, and Archer.
So we have no great swords in play.
Nope.
And swordsman and 1 archer. So we should have 2 great swords, 1 archer, and the sword ship. Okay, yeah, we're good. They go first this time?
No, ours.
Okay.
We go on the odds.
Well, do you want to try to blast Quartermaster?
Probably, yes. But I think
Also, our best luck is you living and getting into contact with that thing and just guaranteeing you succeeded. Which means that we need to get... basically, you need to end your activation like within movement allowance to get to it, so that the next round, regardless of him being there, you could just run up and steal it, essentially.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Best case, you move, like attack him, maybe get big damage, and move toward him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay. So I'm gonna attack that dude, and I'm still using a green and 2 yellow. My skill is. Let me look at. Oh, 3.
5.
What? 5 or less. Okay.
Fireball on him.
2 yellow and a green.
1 green, 2 yellow. Yep.
And I gotta get 5 or less. Is that a critical failure? What is that?
That is a critical failure.
Mother.
But you can replenish one of those magicas that you just spent. Because that's what the little potion bottle is. So if you're missing health, you could also do that, but might as well just... so now you still got one more action. And if you end your activation within 6, he will activate.
I think it might actually be better. That would put me. So 9 would put me here. And then.
So that'll cause him to activate.
Oh.
Can you end up against that wall?
Like here?
Closer to you, up against the wall.
That's going to put me outside of the movement. Unless I can move through the wall.
Well, since we couldn't get him dead, we might have to play this out longer, because if you end up closer to the wall out of line of sight, I don't think they will react to you. So I think that's probably all right. So we'll just run it that way. So that kind of sucks. AI? Archer.
Great. The archer's sitting there looking at me.
Oblivion might. Objective. I think... get that thing.
This thing?
The cheat sheet I made. Objective. Archer. Cautious. Enemy within 3 inches of an objective.
No.
Technically my archer, but... And I guess this guy over here, maybe. Perform attack response. So... I'm going to go for this guy.
Riki.
And their long range is, what, 24?
I think you're going to have to move a little bit.
You are wrong. And because they're cautious, I think they're going to attack and move. Well, they got just 1 yellow on long range.
Yes.
So precise shot. And we're looking for what? 3, probably?
Yes.
Critical failure. Not that they had any damage anyways. And then they're just going to move. Kind of away, I guess. Okay. I feel like Ricky needs to get in the mix, but I can't. It's going to be a couple rounds. So I'm just going to need to sprint. And
You not want to try and break that lock?
hell no. I have to get a 2 or less?
So?
That's terrible.
You get 2 actions.
Yeah, but I need to get there.
Yeah.
She's like one of our most valuable people right now.
Sure,
She's not
but
doing anything.
If you took the action, you still move. You can't double move.
I was going to move and block. In case I get shot. Honestly, I think I'm okay with what I have, to be honest. You can get some weapons and stuff in the treasure, but there's also like a fucking apple in there. So, if I could lockpick or take a free action to search it, I would, but I think I'm just going to sprint and throw up a block. If that had a slightly better rating, then maybe, but quartermaster. Swords. Objective.
Where he is.
So he's just going to stay there then. I guess. You know what? What does that say actually about objectives for an aggressive model? Enemy within 3 inches of objective.
Move, sprint towards objective.
So he's just going to move toward.
Your archer?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Caught us under the White Run Armory in that mountain, trying to steal all those goods. We can't boost anything, but he's attacking with a red. He's got a red, and he's looking for a... Ooh, big. Yes, good. Okay. It's our turn. With the archer. Which sucks.
You're one with a green and a yellow. You need a 3.
I kind of want to...
Disengage?
Yeah, kind of.
And shoot?
Yeah. But he's going to swing at me again on the way out.
You need 10 inches for your...
Oh, I'll be in short range. For sure. We'll just... And... Oh, no! He crit! Oh, no! Does he have anything for swords?
Dagger.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Did you just kill your...
He probably did, yeah.
2 health?
Come on, give me a double... Oh, no. Because that adds another yellow, right?
Yeah. Did you really just save it?
Save 2, but I take 1, so I've got 1 HP. But now I'm staggered, so I can't boost anything, the asshole.
Shoot him. Shoot him in the face.
That was close.
He's got 3 health.
Green, double yellow. That sucks, I can't boost anything. What am I looking for? 3? What? Oh, he hit. And his armor's a what? Just a yellow?
Yeah.
And he saved it. So that's unfortunate.
All right, well, that's all of our people. And I think
they've got 2 more. Stormcloak General. That's an attack.
Yep. I don't think he's got enough range to attack anybody.
Five. Well, your mage is probably about to die.
Great.
Because he's definitely got enough to get there. 9 inches sprint.
5 or less. 2 greens and 2 yellows.
And because he's the beast, he adds a yellow to that.
2 greens and 3 yellows, huh?
What's he looking for? 5?
5 or less.
Ooh. Critical failure! That is so lucky. Has he also got a helmet? Does he have anything for helmets?
Yeah, follow up.
Oh, God. Oh, no. All right. Although, let's make sure.
Immediately perform another attack of the same type using the same weapon against an enemy if it is engaged with. He basically just gets a free second attack. He's Anakin.
If he gets his helmet, because I was looking to see if it specified regardless of damage, but it just sounds like he just does it, period. So that's...
Might still be dead.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no. Even if you save it, Because it specified that you could just keep doing it.
He's just gonna keep attacking me?
As long as he lands helmets, he could just keep attacking you.
So he didn't meet the check, so he missed it, didn't do any damage.
But he got 2 minuses.
But now he's throwing it again.
That succeeded.
Oh.
Because he's got a 6 - 2.
Oh, well.
So he's got 3. And you're rolling a what?
1 red. Yep.
Ooh. All right, save 2, take 1.
So I've still got 2 health, and
All
he
right.
gets another attack.
Here we go.
Okay, so
Crit. Because he got a crit.
I'm dead.
You're probably dead.
It does nothing. I'm dead.
God.
That guy sucks.
And he'd follow up on you again. Hey, it would have ended there, but he also just crit again if you... Oh.
Well, yeah. That guy sucks.
That's crazy. I think follow-up should maybe make sense if you actually landed a hit in the first place. But
Or a limit.
It doesn't... Well, you read what I read, I think.
So that would be perks? Two-handed or one-handed. Flurry.
Yeah, this is why I hate the way that they have this. These are on the app, if you want to read that again.
I just want to see if it says something different over here.
Rayloff. Wait. No, right, this is their last activation. Helmet, Rayloff, Shadow, objective. Well, we don't have any people within 3 inches.
Well, maybe while he's still following up on my dead body, you can split past him and get the objective.
Well, your death warranted us $1.49, so donated a salt sticker for you.
Oh, thanks.
So Rayloff, I think, is just gonna hang tight because he got an objective roll, but nobody's close to any actual objectives, so I think he's just gonna sit tight. Okay, that is the end of round. End of round 8.
Follow up. When a melee attack with this keyword is resolved, the attacker may immediately perform another attack of the same type, using the same weapon, against an enemy in base contact. A follow-up uses all the normal melee attack rolls, is considered part of the same action, and therefore cannot be boosted if the same boost was used in the initial attack. A follow-up using a primary weapon while dual wielding does not prevent the use of the secondary weapon. There's literally no limit on that.
Well, see, what I'm interested about is that it does specify that you can only use like one symbol. So if you have like a boost for swords and a helmet, you can only pick one or the other. Because this, I think, said extra stuff. Follow-ups are completed for each strike in turn. Perform follow-up attacks for the primary weapon before boosting the secondary weapon. That sounds to me like it's performed repeatedly, right?
I don't know, because the way that kind of reads to me is that it's a follow-up of your initial attack, not a follow-up of the follow-up. So if you roll...
But it says completed for each strike in turn. That's where I'm thinking it's unlimited, but I don't know. Surely it is only one. It is one follow-up.
That's what I would think. That would make the most sense.
But the wording is a little suspicious.
Because the dice roll for the follow-up is the follow-up. Can you get a follow-up on a follow-up?
I mean, it's like Flashpoint. You roll 8 for headshots, and if you just keep rolling 8s until it's done, and that is specifically worded in that game.
Yeah,
so
that's
some
different.
games do
That's
it
per bullet. You're talking about a sword swing here.
Yeah, but he's in it, man. He's in flow state.
Well, right now he's in my blood, so he shouldn't be able to see anything else to do another attack.
So we still only have 4 people in play. 1, 2, 3, and did we kill someone?
You
Archer, Rayloff, General. We killed
Quartermaster.
We kill a quartermaster?
No, he's still there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm blind. Okay, cool.
And all that's left are your 2 people.
Yeah, well, we're kind of going about this. Event.
Oh. Resurrection.
I don't know if that exists.
Shadow March. Choose one piece of scenery, no closer than 8 inches to one of your models. If possible, place it as far away as possible otherwise. Place a treasure token at random within that scenery piece or in contact with it if it is impassable.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm not going to place the token because I'm not going to get it anyways. But we spawn 2 people.
Yeah.
Great sword.
Oh, this one would have been better.
Yeah, but I'm just not going to bother placing the treasure token because I'm not going to get it. We got a great sword spawn and a archer spawn. They go first, right?
Yep.
Great sword. That's attack, right?
Yeah.
Great sword guy. So he's probably not going to be able to make it anywhere, but he's coming.
He might be able to make it to your archer.
Nope. Nope. He's thinking about it, though.
Well, you're about to get wrecked by 3 dudes. You might want to use your archer first in GTFO.
Oh, no. Just...
Speaking of Five Guys, burgers, and fries.
I don't know, like, because with... Ricky's got an archer behind her now. I mean... So basically, best case, I move here with Ricky and just keep my block. So I'm out of reaction range. And just hope that I live long enough to make it to the next round and go for the solve. Because I'll be in range to sprint and try it.
That's probably the best bet. You're just going to have to leave that archer to make a final stand.
Because if I go with that, everybody's going to react. That's there. I kind of need to buy as much time as I can. No.
General?
No. Yeah. Come on, objective play. Helmet.
That's defense?
Oh, that has to do with all the priority stuff. Your special objective. So would he fall back? Or would he sprint toward me?
I don't think sprinting towards an enemy is defense, though.
But if his goal is to protect this thing, wouldn't he go to intercept the other, like, highest threat enemy? Because there's not really any special objectives.
Nearest special objective. Nearest, if there is no special objective, which is, so I'm going to skip that one. If not able, nearest objective. If not able, nearest treasure token.
So I should just move him toward this treasure. Or toward the, just move him.
I guess.
So he just went out, wrecked the mage, and then just kind of goes back, I guess. I guess that kind of makes sense. So now it's archer time, huh? Although that might actually just open up a possibility for us to get far enough away to not trigger a reaction. Yeah, so... And I'll still be in short range. We'll just go... Yeah.
You're going to take a shot?
I gotta shoot at someone. I don't know who it's worth shooting at, to be honest.
I think if you can get a decent hit on Rayloff, he's the more dangerous of the two. You've dodged several
And
of
he's
the
hidden. And he's Path of Shadow, which means if he takes a shot, he's adding a red dice for free to his short range.
Yeah, he's definitely more dangerous.
I think I have to take a intelligence check. I think it's intelligence. I don't think it's wisdom. I don't remember. I think it's maybe it is wisdom. Does that make more sense? Versus intelligence? Maybe it is intelligence. If you could see somebody who's hiding. That's probably intelligence. In a literal sense.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen all those videos where it's like you're hiding behind a bush.
Because like wisdom is like knowledgeable, whereas intelligence is like you don't see that guy, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I think wisdom would be like knowing where somebody might hide.
So
and
I might not be able to shoot him anyways. 2 or less, that is definitely not. So I can't shoot at him because I can't see him.
Okay, so then I guess try and kill the other archer.
Oh yeah, true.
Unless you think you can get 5 damage on General Poopy Pants.
And we are surely within short. So we got green, double yellows, and I guess we'll spend a stamina to try to guarantee a kill here. Because most I could do with this is 4, I think. We're looking for 3 or less. 6 minus 4.
2.
So anything for helmets?
Yes.
So he's probably dead. Yeah, he's dead. Dead archer and a victory point. Not that it matters. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Quartermaster. That's an attack. So he's gonna try to. Oh no. We got 2. Shoot. So he's got to sprint to get there, but he's got there. You want to roll us an attack for a red dice and just a raw red dice, I guess. He's looking for a 4 or less. Fuck! Crit! He crit!
And there's the sword option on there too.
No, he could stagger us, so we can't boost, but he's got a black dice added in there. The crit. That's as big of a black dice as he could have rolled. There's a big, fat black dice all over us. God dang it.
Why can't I roll that when I'm attacking something?
This archer's dead. He's got 1 yellow. I don't think we could spin that twice in the same roll. I don't think.
Why wouldn't you? It's a roll.
Because I think you can only consume those like switches once per exchange. Whereas like follow-up, they're like new attacks, I think.
Okay, well then you're dead.
Yeah. I mean, unless we just want to play that way because it's funny.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Ah! You killed it.
Karma! Yeah, so save 2, take 2. Dead.
Dead AF. No more archer. That quartermaster folded the first time relatively easy, and then he just spent the rest of the game wrecking our faces. All that's left is Ricky.
They still got 1 more activation.
Rayloff.
I don't know. I accidentally just closed it out. Archer? Which archer's dead? And greatsword. Maybe it was greatsword.
Well, this one just spawned this round. Can he still go?
Oh, yeah, because that greatsword ran earlier. So, yeah, it's got to be this guy.
Oh, that's right. Rayloff shot and moved.
Objective. I don't know what that means in this context. I guess he would do nothing because it's nearest objective that he's like concerned with. So this dude's an idiot. Y'all can't. Well,
I got this box, guys. Either that or he would turn and
that's
shoot.
our idiot. Right there. Nearest objective. So he's hyper. There's got to be something in there.
Well, you had the chance to break it open.
That's the second guy that's like really focused on it. I know that's not great to look at, that little bit of the camera stand, but yeah. Okay, just so you can see what's happening. Okay, so that's the end of that. Round 9.
And you go first.
Event card. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's...
Choose one friendly model that isn't staggered or incapacitated. That model may immediately move up to 6 inches, ignoring terrain and other models. It may not end the move in contact with an enemy or on impassable terrain.
Okay.
And it spawns 1.
It sucks. Hold on, actually. I wonder if I can get this other camera to zoom in on it, because...
This is the finale?
Yeah, kind of. All right, Stream Deck, why are you struggling so much, huh? OBS hates zooming on these cameras. Okay. This is what it all kind of comes down to. So we get a free, what, 6-inch move?
6-inch move, and we go first.
Okay. 6. If we fail this roll, we're dead.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got to move. And I believe, let me check. I think it's an intelligence roll of a 3.
Okay, so here's the other thing, too. You've still got Divine Inspiration.
Okay, cool. That's actually, I didn't even think about that. Still
Reroll your
that.
skill. If we don't pass it the first time, you got 2 tries.
Player who controls this objective nominates their model, one of their models within 3 inches, to take an intelligence test. Okay. What's our intelligence? 4. Could be worse.
So 4 or less, you got 2 tries.
Okay, come on. We got one last try.
Yes!
All right. And that's the end of the game, I think. The game ends when the puzzle objective is successfully solved or the player party is wiped out. And we have way more than 9 victory points.
We've got 15.
Okay. Wow. that was a close exchange. I'm sure we did a whole lot of that wrong, but it felt fun.
I don't know that it was wrong. Maybe a little out of spirit, but I think it was more or less the way it should have been.
Well, yeah, we tried to play it as, so somehow Ricky lost her entire force on the way through this town, but managed to make a final blitz. Somehow got her peanut brain to open that chest and stole whatever special plans were in there.
But it's also worth noting that out of our 15 victory points, only 4 of those came from an event, which means we killed 11 people.
Yeah, and I think honestly, the range did most of the work.
Yeah, this guy did nothing.
Yeah, he
literally did nothing.
He did nothing.
He moved up and in the first engagement got wiped.
So that is the aftermath.
Victory.
I think this honestly takes the cake over the last stream that I did. That was the Boneyard stream, as far as the fun matches that I've had playing this. Because that felt competitive, considering. And there was good moments, like the fireball double kill was good. The way that ended was as good as it could have been.
And almost very not good.
Yeah, if we had failed that second roll, because
or
like
if you had used this at any other point to try to kill somebody.
True. So that event card saved us, because like 3 guys would have just reacted and they would have just clobbered me probably. They would say, "Hey, halt!" And they would have just come and got me probably. So, well, I think now. Well, you know what? We're gonna use this split cam. Hit our split cam.
Which one is that? Oh.
While
we're trippy because there's not a boundary.
Yeah, you know, it's whatever. Celebrate their 5th super on live stream. God dang. Thank you. This is mainly because I obviously could talk to you over there. I want this mainly for visual reference to check this camera later. So now you've played. We gotta knock that sign over earlier. If we did have an 8-round limit, we would have failed just barely. Now that, and it's funny because I've had this game for like a year and a half. You played some Elder Scrolls on the tabletop. What do you think? Compared to the other stuff we played on the channel.
So, of all the other short-styled games, like obviously I'm excluding Legion. It's a completely different beast altogether.
Yeah.
But you've got Shatterpoint. You've got what was it? Halo Flashpoint.
Yeah.
And then
and we played Warcrow, which also was a 3-foot experience. But we just played the small version.
I think, to be honest, if it's just for the killing factor, I think Shatterpoint was the most fun. But I think it's like a smaller insular adventure, if you will, having something like this where you've still got a decent amount of scenery, you still got to play a little bit of strategy, and there's still a degree of difficulty with the respawns. And then, of course, you've got the whole beast character and all that stuff. I think this one was probably the most fun. I think it would be even better if we had different maps to play on.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the scenery is cool, and it fits with the Stormcloak thing. But I also think it'd be cool if there was something more in something mountainy, because Skyrim, it had all the mountains and stuff, and you had like rivers and oceans and whatever else.
Something with like a little bit more like high ground and like ravines and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, more dynamic scenery would make the fights play a little bit different. I'm actually kind of interested to see the different objectives and even the different enemy types, because I think you said there were Draugr too.
Yeah, right now I've got, from chapter 1, we've got Imperials, we've got Stormcloaks, we've got Adventurers, which are like all sorts of random crap. There's a Dragonborn, so you've got shouts and stuff. We just played I hadn't done an Imperial Stormcloak, so I wanted to do that. And we've got Draugr, we've got skeletons, we've got some wildlife, so you got some wolves and a cave bear, and then a dragon priest. So,
another thing that I think would be cool is once they release the rules for the dragon, what I think would be cool is if we did like a little bit of a longer session, maybe 3.5 hours, set up just an open area with minor scenery on there, and create like a 3-man team to fight just the dragon, and have like a world event scenario, and then after like that's resolved, set it up and do a scenario or a delve or a dungeon or whatever you want to call it.
Well, I know originally they were emailing the card stuff to play with the dragon. I don't know if they're giving that to the campaign backers, so I don't know if we have any way to actually use it right now. Its card is going to be in the chapter 4 card pack, and that gives you all sorts of cards for all sorts of other enemies and stuff, because there's Dark Brotherhood, there's like vampires, werewolves, they've covered most everything in Skyrim. Dwemer, spiders, like all of it. They've got basically everything at this point.
No spiders. Solid rule.
They're cool looking models.
No.
Yeah.
None of that.
You've got like the one big one and then like the couple little ones. And I think they can still do like the poison spit thing. I don't remember. But the creature cards are going to be in that. So there's going to be the dragon, giants, and maybe mammoths.
Oh, giants. Remember they used to kick you and you'd go flying across the map?
Yeah.
Those are the worst.
So they're adding like big elite creatures, and their cards look completely different than this. It's really weird. So the dragon we can't do anything with yet. I also have a Frost Atronach that I also can't do anything with, because he's also part of the chapter 4 card pack.
I just mean at some point it'd be cool to do like a little world event or like a little mini boss fight type of thing.
So talking about the missions, this is just the starter pack quest book, and there's a bunch of battle mode scenarios, which is like PvP, and then there's delve modes, and there's hold the gates, which is like
horde mode,
kind of like almost set up like this if we did it like sideways. So there's 3 sections that they could kind of come through the gates, and your goal is to hold the gates for I think just a certain amount of victory points, and the responses change slightly to have the AI try to pass you, and you just fail if any of them touch your deploy edge. So that's like a completely different thing. And you can squish people with the gates if you run up and perform like a strength test to pull the thing to shut the gate, which I killed like 2 people when I did it. So that's kind of funny. Lair of the Beast, which is what we just did. The Standing Stone, which has to do with just one standing stone, and you roll a dice that tells you what type of stone it is, and then whoever's closest to it gets that benefit, and you just have to get enough points, essentially, within a certain amount of rounds. Realm of the Dead. I don't actually remember what this one was. I feel like I did this one on the channel too, but I don't remember. The Golden Claw in a dungeon, trying to find the Golden Claw in the chest, so you have to go around and search the chest till you find it, and then you can go to
right, that thing.
Yep. And then Master of the Sanctum, which is kind of like when you get your first shout, where you go, it spawns out of the thing, so you fight like a big boss guy. In this case, the Master.
There's a whole bunch of like PvE modes.
Yeah, and then you have this whole book, which is the entire Stormcloak Imperial Rebellion, and what you're talking about with regions. You've got all the regions of Skyrim. So if you wanted to fight in the Pale, you've got environmental effects that would take place. So Act 1, Eve of War, you have 3 delves that you could do. Then you go into 2 battle modes, which they have rules in this book to play it AI, and they have recommended lists. So if you wanted to play like thematic lists about if we were playing whoever, the Jagged Crown, you know, the General, Rayloff, Hadvar, whoever, so you could play it narratively. There's 3 acts in this book. Act 2.
Is there one for Ulfric Stormcloak?
What do you mean?
Is he one of the miniatures?
Yep.
And General Tullius for the...
Yep.
Can't believe I remember that.
So you've got like Assault the Fort. So the defenders are all within a fort, and then you're attacking from the outside. But the Act 2, you're fighting over regions of Skyrim on... So where is this map at? Basically, each of you are trying to capture like the Rift, or maybe it was up here.
I think
so. You fight over the corresponding zones, and you have to fight like in order, like you're capturing, and then you do like the Battle of Whiterun and all that kind of stuff. So this is like, you talk about PvE narrative, like features, I guess. This is literally the entire Stormcloak Rebellion put into a tabletop. There's all the minis that are part of that, kind of. But that's like the whole War for Skyrim put into a narrative book. And I think there's one for Steam and Shadow that has to do with like Dwemer and Dark Brotherhood stuff. It's another campaign book. So there's a ton of value in what it is, and there's a lot of variance. And like, we like Shatterpoint, and we even like Legion, but especially new Legion, the missions are pretty plain with how they changed it. You have like 4 options, whereas this,
we could literally start through the quest book and probably spend a very long amount of time getting through it.
Yeah. And even this exact delve that we just did, I took this that was supposed to be in a dungeon with dungeon events. So like, we had a couple settlement ones that had to do with NPCs and stuff. You could do it in the wilderness. You could do it in a dungeon environment. Your terrain's going to be different. The general objective is going to be the same, but you know.
Well, I think that I'm always going to be partial to Star Wars because it's Star Wars, so I enjoy playing Shatterpoint, but I think as far as dynamic gameplay, I think this one takes the cake.
And Skyrim transfers so much better than you'd ever really expect it to, for whatever reason. But go. Good Lord. Okay, but I think that is basically it. That was like almost 3 hours. You talk about a 3-hour thing.
Yeah.
Although I guess we had a lot of talking before we started.
Yeah,
and
there's a good bit of
talking
yammering,
afterward.
I think is the word he used.
Whatever. But hopefully y'all enjoyed that. I know there was actually quite a bit of y'all hanging out here. So if you like this kind of thing, it would be nice if, talking about doing that campaign book, if we did this on a separate day other than Thursday, consistently. But that's a lot, I'm aware. But we will probably, even if we don't start down the narrative track, we just might actually start digging into that book, just playing some of the different scenarios, because there's stuff that have to do with like killing people out of tents and stuff, and assaulting camps and stuff like that. So there's some really
slitting some throats.
Yeah, there's some cool narrative stuff in there. So if y'all want to see more of that stuff, make sure you subscribe. We also do all sorts of other stuff on here. So
Mostly him.
well, yeah, he's a guest on occasion. Most time it is just me. But
Regular guest. You can get an upgrade.
whatever. Hopefully these cameras weren't too much of a hassle. It seemed like it behaved a little bit after the tiny little tweak that I made, but it still doesn't seem to like me zooming a whole lot.
Or moving.
Yeah, so that's a little bit weird, but we'll I'll watch back through a bunch of this and we'll see what's what, and maybe I'll make some changes. So hopefully that stays, or gets better, actually, not stays, because I don't want it to stay the way it is. So
It's better than it was.
yeah, true. And like the whole thing over there, being able to zoom in and actually see stuff.
See the finale.
Yeah, and not just having people hidden off camera because stuff ends up off screen. So I'm going to stop rambling. I appreciate all y'all being here. This was actually a lot of fun. If you want something similar to this, watch the Boneyard Delve, because it was pretty similar to this, actually. So I will see y'all guys in the next Wednesday for our members doing our setup, and then next Thursday for something. I might take a break from the Call to Arms stuff because I'm sure there's people who want to see some other things. So we might do Flashpoint or Shatterpoint or something next week. We'll see. So stay tuned. We'll be back Wednesday and Thursday next week. All right. I will see y'all guys in the next one. Bye.
The power of the dark side.